Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash. Double honors to those and apostles of great military that rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all. Back at it with the list of the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Lord willing, this video is edifying. And, through the spirit, man, this is just something that I was meditating on. All right. As we see the signs of the times, man, we're definitely in the end. All right, here it is. He says England will now demand vaccination proof for clubs and mass events. All right. Here's another one. Judge rules Indiana University can mandate C19 vaccine for students and staff. Federal court rules that schools can ban coaches from taking a knee to pray. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, damn, can't even pray in Babylon anymore without it being an issue. And prayer is a key thing in this thing, man. Prayer has a lot to do with spiritual growth and, reaching new heights in the spirit, man. But this devil is over here demonizing coaches from taking a knee to pray. Even though you should pray in secret, as the scriptures say in Matthew, the 6th chapter. Get that real quick. Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 5. It says, "And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." All right, now, does that mean every time you pray, you got to go inside your closet and go pray? Nah, all right? It's just talking about, when you pray, you do it in secret. You don't do it to be seen of men. You do it out of sincerity to Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right? And you do it in secret, just like when you fast. You don't fast, and tell brothers, oh, I'm on a fast, and try to make yourself look like you something, trying to make yourself look righteous, for vain glory. You do it out of sincerity and the truth. And in secret, okay? Same way how you give alms. Like it tells you in this chapter, when you give an alms, you don't just sound the trumpet, oh, I'm giving alms. Yeah. Trying to be seen of men. Okay, now it's one thing if you tell the story maybe, and you're like, okay, I did this and that, all right, for, edification's sake. But as far as like, the fact that you giving alms, you're not just giving alms just to be like, oh, I gave alms in front of men, to get your praise of men. You do it in secret, all right? Now, that's just an exhortation. But anyways, here it is. They're making it a problem just to even take a knee to pray in Babylon, man. All right, now, here's another one. It says, why is China buying up American farms? All right, here it is. You got the heathen buying up a lot of farmland in Babylon. Okay? So this country is crumbling. All right. NYC councilman wants mask mandate reinstated immediately. So here it is. They're coming down with the draconian legislations once again. All right. They're talking about how the Delta variant, pretty much is, going out of control in Babylon, and it's infecting Babylon and other different various countries of the world, which, a lot of times you can't take this devil serious when it comes to him and his graphs and his numbers, all right, because he likes to fabricate things. But nonetheless, still goes to show you what, man, that we're at the end. We're at the end, man. It says virus fear-mongering sends stock market in tailspin. So this economy is crashing. The stock market is going to crash. All right. I was just watching a lesson, or not really a lesson, but a video of like which I perceive him to be an Edomite. He could be a Jake, possibly. I don't believe he's a Jake though. Whether it's a man, pretty much, saying how, we're coming into some serious times, man. He said that we're coming into a time, that the world has never seen before. And that's scriptural. That's Jacob's trouble. As it says in Daniel 12 and Jeremiah 30, in verses 5 through 7. Okay, and Daniel 12 and 1. All right, we're coming into a time of Jacob's trouble, man. Time of trouble the world's never seen before. He was saying how, pretty much, a great number of Babylonians, who are working minimum wage, they can't even afford to make rent, because of everything that's going on in the housing market. All right, and he's saying, like, basically that's going to force a lot of people to be homeless, man. And you can see the narrative being lined up perfectly. Here it is. A lot of people, they're gonna crack because they don't have enough money to sustain their day-to-day lifestyle that they used to have, so to speak, prior to the pandemic breaking out. So now everything is increasing, the price is increasing. As you see, the gas prices are increasing, so on and so forth. And the means of living is starting to become more expensive than than a lot of people are used to. As nothing to lose, they lose it, man. So prepare to see mass riots and chaos in these streets of Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, that's coming because, here it is. People are going homeless because they don't have enough money to keep up with their day-to-day lifestyle. All right. And when people are going homeless, they're going to go hungry, man. And when people are going to go hungry, the guy was saying in the video, which is facts, they're going to look for food, man. Okay? And they're going to get it by any means. And whether they have to put their own friend to death for some food, these are the times that we're coming into, man. And that's how you're going to see Esau. He's going to force. I speak as a man. But it's going to happen, regardless if this is the way it's set up or not. Speak as a man, though. But as you can see, Esau is going to give him more of an initiative to be like, okay, listen, you don't have any money. Try this new program. Take this MOTB, Mark of the Beast, the RFID chip. Take this chip, okay? And, here it is. We'll hit you off with some money, and you can come stay in these quarantine centers or in these FEMA camps for shelter, and we'll feed you, we'll give you drink, but you gotta take this chip because the economy is crashing too. So that's gonna be the new monetary system, man. That's why the scripture say in Revelation, no man shall be able to buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, the number of his name, roughly paraphrasing. Here his number is the number of a man, 666. This is what the world is being geared towards, man. So, knowing that, all right, take heed before the judgment comes, all right? This is the book of Acts, chapter 17. And verse 30. It says, and at the times of ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. All right? Because he hath appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men, and that he hath raised him from the dead. All right? That's the point on that right there. Take heed to the judgment. Take heed before the judgment. All right? Most High, at one point, winked at our ignorance. You might have been doing certain folly or you thought was okay. The Most High winked at it. And then now you're going to start to see that the Lord, he's going to start coming down with his judgment a lot harder than what you're used to and a lot quicker than what you're used to. Okay? Because the Most High, he's very long-suffering. All right? And he is merciful. He is graceful. But as the scriptures say, mercy and wrath come from him, man. Okay? Ecclesiastes chapter 5, start at verse 1. Set thy heart, it's supposed to say set not, but set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. That's right, you're not supposed to be setting your hearts upon the goods of this world. Like the scriptures talk about, pretty much, think not what you shall eat, what you shall drink, or wherewith shall you be clothed. Seek the kingdom first, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. So on and so forth, man. Call Lamb Lavash Mashah. Alright? Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. That's right. Okay? You don't want to follow your own spirit because we don't got it. Without Yahweh Shemashai's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right, we are far from, the divine plan, the divine wisdom, the divine knowledge. And that's how you truly advance in this life. Verse 3, and say not, who shall control me from my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. That's right. So you got a lot of people who think, oh, okay, I've been robbing niggas since I was 13. I ain't never got caught. Ain't nobody ever stopped me. I ain't never got in trouble, da-da-da-da-da. And that's why in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter, verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Okay, but get ready to start seeing the Lord executing the sentence against the evil work speedily here in these times, man. The judgment of the Lord is about to start coming down a lot faster. You see it, man. You see it. Okay, because the Lord, all right, not that the Lord isn't long suffering, but that grace period, so to speak, is starting to run out. Because guess what? You got to think about it. The Most High, he's been being merciful really since the beginning of time. All right, but think about it, man. Esau's rulership is at an end, and the Lord's judgment is at hand, man. Romans 13:11. It's now high time to wake out of sleep, man. All right, how much more now, since the Apostle Paul wrote that hundreds of years ago? How much more now? All right, we're at the end, man. So it says, because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right, so just because they don't get judged right then and there, Jake be like, well, I guess I ain't doing nothing wrong. Knowing damn well Jake wrong, but they're just saying because they didn't get judged in that moment, because the Most High winked at their ignorance, they think that what they're doing is okay. Verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh Shemashai, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh Shemashai. That's right, man. So, guess what, man? You don't fear the Lord, you're going to get judged. All right? And there's plenty of grievous judgments awaiting for this place, man. So take heed before they come. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And that pale horse represents the time frame of Jacob's trouble. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. The fourth part of the earth represents Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. And it was given unto them over the fourth part of earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth, man. And that's what's coming. A lot of people are going to die by the sword. A lot of people are going to die by famine. A lot of people are going to die by wild beasts. Hey, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. A lot of people are going to get mauled down by dogs, man. All right, there's Jeremiah 15 and starting at verse 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind cannot be toward this people. Yeah, so the Lord is like, look, though Moses and Samuel stood before me to make intercession for Israel, which was two righteous men, yet cannot my mind be towards this people, referring to 2/3. And also Moses and Samuel represents the law and the prophets. All right. It says, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. So the Lord is like, look, do away with these wicked niggas, man. All right, 2/3 about to be casted out of the Lord's sight, man. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. So some people, they want to take heed in that day. Well, if they run into a prophet in that day, this is the message for you, man. If you 2/3, if you for the sword, you're supposed to die by the sword, whether it been by a missile, by some gunshot wounds, getting stabbed up, a literal sword, whatever. An instrument of death, so to speak. Such as are for death to death. All right, such as are for the sword to the sword, such as are for famine to the famine. Whether you got to die of a famine, and the scriptures say that it is better to die of the sword than to die of famine, man. And the scriptures talk about there be many that's going to perish away because of famine. And that's what you're seeing. You're going to see famine here in Babylon the Great. Here it is. You had Bill Snakes purchased up a great percentage of U.S. farmland, man. So what is that going to show you? That there's synthetic meats and shit going on, man. Okay? Synthetic meats going on and stuff like that. What's that gonna lead to? All right, lower quality food. What's that gonna lead to, man? Less nutrients in the body, less quality of life of living from the food sources, man. Our food is defiled amongst the Gentiles, man. How do you not know this ain't the end? Look at the way this world is, man. It's not normal to go outside and see people with face masks on, man. All right, that's how you know we're at the end. The quality of living is just at an all-time low. All right. And then you got the heathen. You got China over there buying up a lot of farmland. And China and Babylon are going through a war with each other. So that's going to cause tensions within itself. All right. And Moab, his ass don't be too careful about his food either, man. Moab be cooking up dogs. And all the other types of abominable things, man. Shit, as long as it don't kill Moab, he'll eat it. The type of fucking demons we dealing with. But nonetheless, it says what? Such as for the captivity is the captivity. Some people are appointed to get stuck and get caught up in a FEMA camp and get tortured, get put to death, so on and so forth, man. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy, man. All right? Now, this has happened to our people before, but it's going to happen again, okay? In a modernized way. So take heed before the judgment comes. Take heed, man. Shraka, Ecclesiastes 5 in verse 2, it says, follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Yeah, don't lean on your own understanding. And say not, who shall control me from my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. That's right. So don't say, oh, I've been doing this, and no harm happened unto me. I ain't never got judged. What you talking about? Well, the Lord is long-suffering. He winked at your ignorance. But now he's commanding all men to repent. All right? Concerning propitiation, which means pretty much like an atonement for your sins. Be not without fear to add sin unto sin. All right? Because what's a propitiation to the Lord? Strike Ecclesiastes 35:3. To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation. All right? So if you want to atone for your sins, forsake your unrighteousness. Don't keep doing it, even though you know it's wrong. Even though it makes you feel ashamed to be wicked. Why keep doing the thing that's making you feel ashamed? It doesn't make any sense. All right. It says, verse 6, and say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners, man. That's right. So don't just be like, oh, the Lord is merciful, you know. He's gonna be all right with all my sins. Well, mercy and wrath come from him, man. Okay? Sirach Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 8. Bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished. All right? Say not, the Most High will look upon the multitude of my oblations or my offerings, and when I offer to the Most High, he will accept it. That's right. The Most High don't have to accept your offering and oblation, man. So don't just expect for the Lord to accept your offering. All right? You should rather just expect to fear the Lord, Abaradazah. All right? That way, you know for sure he'll accept your offering, man. But the scripture talk about the sacrifices of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. So if you're wicked before his eyes, he ain't accepting your oblations. He's not taking your sacrifices, man. All right? And the scriptures talk about, like, pretty much how the Lord, he despised the gift of the wicked. How much more when he brings it with a wicked mind. You know? It's Sirach Ecclesiastes 16 and 11. And if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. To marvel at something means to greatly wonder at, you know? It says, for mercy and wrath are with him, and he is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure, man. That's right. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judges a man according to his works, man. That's right. Okay? That's the point. The Lord gonna judge you according to your works. This is Sirach Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Okay? Don't wait to turn back, man. Take heed before the judgment comes. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, man. That's right. That's right. So you better get right with the Lord before it's too late. Because here it is. The famine of the word is coming too. You can see how they were saying how they want to roll on people with guns and Bibles. All right, it's Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north to the east, even they says even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it, man. All right, and that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. All right, for literal thirst and spiritual thirst too, because there's gonna be a famine out here. There's already a drought. There's gonna be a spiritual famine, a spiritual drought too. So come get this word while you still can. All right. Let's see if I can get this scripture. Zephaniah 2, starting at verse 1. Gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Right, gather together in this truth. Okay? You know, get together in this truth, man. Hurry up and be sealed up. Referring to the elect. Hurry up and get the elect gathered together before the day of the Lord come upon you. It says, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger, man. And that's what we're praying, that we're hid in the Lord's anger. But you have to seek the Lord before it's too late. Okay? Psalms tells you that as well. There's plenty of scriptures that talk about that. Psalms 32 and verse 6. For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Okay, surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. That's right. So when Esau comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up a standard upon him, man. All right, and these devils, they going to get pushed back, man. Because they're going to come hard, man. They're going to roll with the martial law troops and them UN troops, man. But we pray to Yahweh Shai hide us in the day of his anger. Because that's a part of the Lord's anger. Isaiah 55 and verse 6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord. He will have mercy upon him to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. That's right. Call upon the Lord. Seek him while he's still near, before it's too late, man. All right, because you don't want to get caught up in that judgment. All right, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith the Lord. That's right. So it's not about what we think, how we feel, what we think is right. It's about what the Lord thinks, what he feels, and what he thinks is right, man. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Yeah, the Lord's ways are on a higher vibrational frequency than ours, man. As high as the heavens is compared to the earth. See what I'm saying? So if you want to operate on that high vibrational frequency, operate on the frequency of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which starts with his knowledge. All right, and it also starts with the fear of him. All right. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. That's right. So the Lord, what's going out of his mouth? The judgments. The judgments of the Lord is going out of his mouth, and it's not going to return into him void, man. Scriptures speak about how the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, man. All right, the second Ezra is 15. And, let's see. Second Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16. Start at verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? So may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence, man. All right, that's another thing, too. The Lord's come back with the chariots, a.k.a. the so-called UFOs, with them laser beams, and they're going to be beating people to powder, man. All right, it says, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof the sea ariseth with the wave from the deep. It says, of it are trouble, and the waves of it are trouble, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's referring to the ICBM nuclear missiles, but as well the plagues that are going around the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? Behold, the plagues are sent, and they shall not return again until they come upon the earth, man. That's right. So the Lord's word is not going out void. All right? They're coming, man. All right, so the fire is kindled and should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, because Babylon's going to be burnt, and everything in Babylon's going to be made a desert land. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So here it is, Ezra is a man of the Lord, and he's like seeing how bad everything's going to be in these last days. And he's saying, shit, who's going to deliver me in these days? And Ezra is a man of the Lord. So the scripture talk about the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the sinner and the ungodly appear, man? All right, they ain't got a chance in hell. That's why it's important to repent now. Because the righteous, they're gonna just make it, you know, by the skin of their teeth. But the wicked, You don't got a chance in hell, man. All right, it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for amendment. Yeah, the Lord's like, look, this is all sent for correction. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, man. That's right. All right. So even then, after all these judgments, they still don't want to repent. That's why they're going to get caught up in some grievousness, man. This is Ecclesiastes 18, starting at verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy, man. Okay? So take heed to the judgment and examine yourself. Sirach Ecclesiastes 37 and 27. My son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahweh Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? Yeah, so examine yourself constantly. Make sure that you're doing what's right in the spirit, that you may be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Sirach Ecclesiastes 18 and 21. Humble thyself before thou be sick, and in the time of sin shew repentance, man. All right, let me skip down. In verse 27, this is a wise man. I shall read through. I'll read it again. Sirach Ecclesiastes 18:20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy. So you want to examine yourself, make sure that your spirit's on point before the judgment comes. Because a lot of people, they like to do it after the judgment comes. Verse 21. Humble thyself before thou be sick, and in times of sin shew repentance. Let nothing hinder thee to pay thy vow in due time, and defer not unto death to pay it until death to be justified. And that vow is that we vowed our lives with this truth. All right? So we made our bodies a living sacrifice. All right? You got to be willing to die for this truth, spiritually and literally. Okay? It says, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, be not as one that tempteth the Lord. That's right. Plain and simple. Prepare yourself before you pray. You know, prepare what you're going to say to the Lord before you say it. Don't just be speaking meaninglessly or meaninglessly. All right? And don't be as one that tempts the Lord, man. Don't be doing some shit where you know is wrong, but you like, you know, you just want to test and see if the Lord going to judge you or not. You don't want to test the Lord, man, because you might not survive that. All right? It says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end. Right. Think about that. Get that stuff in your mind now so that you get that fear of the Lord. It says, at the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face, when thou hast enough, remember the time of hunger. And when thou art rich, think upon poverty and need, because that's what's coming, man. Hunger, poverty, and need to the soils of America. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. Right. We're at the end. All things are soon done before the Lord. It says, a wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time. That's right. So you have to understand the times that we're in and be wise. All right? And observe it. And take heed before the judgment comes. I hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash, double honors to those and apostles, great Muslims, never well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all.